Hey, what's up, guys? I know a lot of you guys always ask me about my controller settings and switching and stuff like that, what controller I use, etc, etc. So I'm gonna create a little intro here to put into the video so you guys understand, what I'm using, why I'm using it, and stuff like that. The controller I use is from Battle Beaver. I'm not sponsored by them, but I used to use a Scuff or like a regular Xbox controller. Most of the time I played on a regular Xbox controller, right? And I played claw, so I didn't use paddles. I didn't need a Scuff or anything. I've tried a Scuff, like I said, I don't like paddles, and I also didn't like Scuff because the build quality seemed not the best, to be honest, compared to Battle Beaver. But like I said, I don't use paddles at all. I use claw with my right hand on the buttons. So right now, like the configuration of my controller, it's like regular stock tension or stick tension right now on these sticks, and these buttons are like mouse clicks. They're not like your regular controller buttons. They're like a lot faster. It's kind of like the smart triggers and stuff like that, but just on the face buttons too. So I just swapped to this like yesterday, like a day ago. So I've been liking it. It's pretty nice. It's just a little weird. Need to get used to it, but yeah. For controller settings, my button layout, like I said, since I play claw, I just play default. I haven't changed anything, I'm pretty sure, in terms of like buttons at all. It's all default. I play linear, 4-3 linear, no dead zone. I know a lot of people ask me why I play linear, why do I play no dead zone. So first off, with like me playing linear, I used to play classic and I feel like I was kind of handicapped in a way. I feel like it just didn't seem right. It didn't feel right to me, and I kept experimenting until I kind of fell upon linear from watching Panders, a Furia controller player. Panders is too, yeah, Panders is linear too, I forgot. He's actually the person that I got it from. Panders is literally, he's the Giga Chad out of all of this. I literally got the sensitivity out of Panders. He's my dad. And when I tried 4-3 linear, I kind of like fell in love with it. Basically, like, linear is a lot more raw input and a direct line of response time compared to like a gradual exponential response time on classic. So like when I turn my stick left or right, it's always the same speed on linear compared to classic, where if I'm turning all the time left, it slowly increases the speed, if that makes sense. So it's not, the sensitivity on classic is always changing when you're turning and stuff like that, if that makes sense. It's not as like constant and consistent, I feel like, compared to linear. So that's why I like linear a lot more than classic. Classic I think is easier to use for like beginners, something that I kind of try out at first. I think it's hard for people to play linear unless you play small dead zone. Maybe if you play small dead zone linear, I think it's actually still easy to use. That's what like Evan and other players use too, small dead zone, and then people have been swapping to. Yeah, every roller plays no dead zone in classic, but they don't play no dead zone on linear. Like, you know why? Because classic has built-in dead zone. It's literally just, you don't need to have a dead zone in classic because it's a built-in dead zone on classic already. Linear does not have built-in dead zone, which is why people are not used to playing with no dead zone on it. But I play no dead zone because I like having control over my sensitivity or my movement and stuff like that. So like if I have small dead zone, I still feel like I'm being limited and I'm playing like classic in a way, where it's like kind of robotic movement and robotic movement left and right and stuff like that. So like when I play no dead zone, I feel like it's a lot more fluid. It's kind of like a mouse and key feeling. I basically get like a linear no dead zone is like a mouse and key feeling on controller, but with aim assist type of thing, which is why I like it. If you are new to playing controller, thinking of swapping to it or trying something new, I think I definitely recommend just playing 4-3 linear with small dead zone, starting out with it, and then playing with none and seeing how it feels. I know, like I said, most people are not going to be used to the stick drift. That's just like everybody has stick drift. I have stick drift. I always have my thumb on the thumbstick when I'm playing, so my stick drift isn't that noticeable unless I get my hand off the controller, obviously. But it's kind of like something that you just get used to, really. There's no way of getting rid of stick drift. Like I said, every controller has it. It's a part of playing controller and playing no dead zone. So yeah, I think if you really want to maximize your potential as a controller player, you should play 4-3 linear and no dead zone. If you want to like ease into it, play small dead zone. But like I said, other controller players, professional players play small dead zone linear. Like, you know, Verhulst, Sykes, I'm pretty sure on XSET. I do not use ALCs because there's just too many settings for me to like figure out and like get the perfect sensitivity down that I would like. So I still think like 4-3 linear is a lot more consistent compared to ALC. So I don't really mess with it. This is me playing Claw. Okay. Alright. I play like this. So if I have to press a button, this is like the side of my finger. And if I have to press bumpers or something, then here's my index finger. Like that. I don't know, I don't like playing with paddles and like buttons on the back because I feel like I can't like hold the controller properly. Because like if I put my fingers on the buttons, like where usually the buttons are, the paddles are, so I would actually press them. I think Claw, like I've never had hand pain or anything at all. I feel like when I play controller, I don't have that tight of a grip when I play. So, and I feel like if you hold your controller too tight, it can cause that like pain that you guys are talking about. But I feel like since I play kind of loose, it doesn't really, I don't get that pain at all, like ever. Because I know Evan, like, I know Evan's been getting like wrist problems and shit, but he like grips his controller like he would die if he let go of it. Well, it's because you have fucking hold the crouch, do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking weirdo. I'm toggle, so I'm like fucking dragging my balls. You have hit markers on?
Yeah.
God, you are weird.
Hit markers are OP, bro. Girls knows what's up.
You guys are both weird. Ever since I swapped to linear, I literally cannot play classic. It literally feels like shit.
That is crazy.
But when I first swapped to linear, it felt like fine. Like it felt normal. I played a bunch of classic, right? Like 4-3, 4-4 and shit. And when I swapped to linear, it felt like really good when I first swapped. It's not like how it is now, where if I swap from LC or linear to classic, it literally feels terrible.
That is crazy.
Classic is simply the alpha input. That's the alpha response curve.
What is, Field?
Classic.
It
is
the alpha response curve. Just set it and forget it forever. That ping makes sense. Put it on 4-4, 4-3 and call it a day.
Exactly. You'll be thinking too much. Just gotta aim better. Simple.
Exactly. I can confidently say that 4-3 linear small dead zone is the easiest and most consistent sense to use in a game right now.